Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball shot.
Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to BCN Sports. Watch along of African Cup of Nations. A final round of 16 game between the Ivory Coast defending champions, Ivory Coast versus Burkina Faso. Emerson Faze, my name is Benton Lawson, and thank you for joining me. I will try to do my best after a long watch along of Algeria versus DR Congo. The teams are out. Let's get to the starting 11. Emerson Faze, Ivory Coast, Fafana in goal, Ndika Kosuno, Dwehi, and Conan in the back, Sangere, Ibrahim Sangere, Oleye Kesse, Frank Kesse in that midfield, Diallo, Ahmad Diallo, Diomande, and Gossan starts up front. That's a bit of a surprise. I will try to see why Gossan is starting up front, but that's a starting 11 for Emerson Faye, defending champs of Ivory Coast. This is a very, very good team. Very, very good team. Now to Brahma Traore, Burkina Faso team, as we're seeing Kofi in goal, Tapsoba and Dayo in the back, Yago and Arsene Kouasse in the back of five, back of four, whatever you want to call it. Yago and Arsene Kouasse will have an important, essential role to just push up, but they're going to have to hold back or drop back in a compact defensive shape. Sampori and Guadrago, I need to look up this name. Nagola, Otora, Ivory, and Traore leads the line as we're getting ready for the kickoff here. And we're off in Marrakesh. And to be blatantly honest with you, Ivory Coast has been one of the most exciting and entertaining teams in this tournament. It's a very, very good team. Ivory Coast in, of course, the traditional orange colors, orange top, orange shorts, orange socks. And the boys are back. The boys are in the building. Defending champs, Ivory Coast. Very, very good team. They're trying to repeat as current title holders. Ibrahim Sangare is going to be huge in that midfield. Of course, Frank Kesse is also going to be huge, and Ahmad Diallo. Here comes Ivory Coast on the attack. Ball out to Diomande. Diomande sends it in, and Gossan almost on the end of it, and referee has called a foul. As for the boys from Burkina Faso, hey, look, you're going to have to get Otora running, Dango Otora running and stretching his legs. And Otora has to be like more clinical, cannot be wasteful. Sometimes he can have a bit of rush of blood, but he's going to be central to what Ivory Coast coach, Burkina Faso's coach, Brahma Traore will try to do. Simpor in that midfield. And I'm just going to say Drago. Yeah. This is going to be important. Here comes Diomande. Diomande now send it to Ahmad Diallo. Ahmad Diallo sends it inside. Cleared out by Burkina Faso. Soft touch there. Here, and a misplaced touch by Ndika. And Burkina Faso breaks away with it. And a shot from way out. You're not going to beat Fofana like that there. Shot from way out from Mr. Sampori. Very strange play there from Ivory Coast. Very strange play there from Ivory Coast. So, no harm, no foul. And again, I want to emphasize that I think Ivory Coast is might be the tournament favorites. It's a very, very talented team. I mean, that game that they played against Cameroon, it was a high tempo game. For me, the questions around Ivory Coast is about Frank Kesse and Ibrahim Sangare. Older players or players that are getting up there. I mean, can they continue to go up and down this pitch? But they have enough depth on this bench. I mean, they do have game changers on the bench. So the ball is cleared out by goalkeeper Coffee, overhit, and is out for a throw to Ivory Coast. Kosunu, Duehi, Ndika. Ball Otara with it. Dango Otara sends it long, looking down the sideline. Dango Otara with it. Busy player. He's stepping on the inside of the box, cut it inside, and there to cut it out was Ndika. Dango Otara will be moving around a bit here for Ivory Coast. By the way, welcome to BCN Sports. And we have a bit of an issue here with Sampore. And it will get testy at times in this football game. Because Sampore will not play. He will continue. So he continued to kick the ball while Ole was on the ground. And Ole did not like that. But, I mean, so you go. Arsene with the throw-in for Burkina Faso. Of course, maybe General Traore, Ibrahim Traore is watching this one. I will not say anymore. Here is the turn by Diomande. Diomande finds Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo with a beautiful ball. And it's cut down by... Is that Tapsoba? Free kick. And yellow card issued earlier on. Is that Nagola with the free kick there? With the foul. So Nagola dropping back. Let's update this formation thing here. Yeah, man. Brahma Traore did not like that yellow card, but it's a yellow card. Nagola. Free kick to Ivory Coast. I will try to see where players are lining up, and then I will adjust the start of the formation as I can, as best as I can. Free kick to the Ivory Coast on the outside. Outside of 18, Amad Diallo standing over it. How many players in this wall for Burkina Faso? Hermes Sefe. Alright, here's the ball now to Amad Diallo, and his shot is way wide. No dice. And he was laid off by Diomande. Bit uncharacteristic there of Amad Diallo. Not even close to goal. Alright, here is Nagola. Alright, I need to adjust again. It seems like it's Nagola and Traore in the Lassine Traore. Yo, of course the formation, all of it. Yo. Ball is out wide. Otara. Here comes Ivory Coast again with Amad Diallo going at Nagola into the box. Amad Diallo shot, and it just across the face of the goal. This Ivory Coast team is flying on all cylinders. Look, once they pick up that ball in midfield, Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Here comes Ivory Coast again. Ahmad waiting for Duehi to overlap. Sends it into the box. Headed on. Trying to get on the end of it. But Kofi was quickly there to punch it out. Was Gusan. Here comes and we have a foul. A foul on Ivory. Yep, Ivory. So adjust this formation. Seems like Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso has 3 center backs on the field. Yago and Arsen Kouassi seems to be pushing up. Tapsoba and Nagalo and Lassine Traore are in that back. So I guess the first order of business for Brema Traore is to be defensively solid and try to utilize Diongo Otara and Irie Bredgen out wide for the attack. Remember to smash the like button. Big up to those on the live. Here is Irie. Yo, a misplaced pass, and the way he recovers easily for Ivory Coast. Keys for the game for Ivory Coast: score goals, score. All right, keys for Ivory Coast: get Amad Diallo wide and Diamande on the ball. I mean, Ivory Coast lives and die with those wide players, and they can either score or they can either create for their teammates. Very good wide players, very good. Frank Kessie has to be involved in some shape or form because he has the calmness, the temperament to pull those passes. That's the key for me for Ivory Coast. As for the Burkina Faso outfit, defend and find Otara on the counter attack. Defend and find Otara on the counter attack, and then Otara has to then be able to make that quick one pass to Ivory out wide. It's Ivory Coast in possession. And now let's see who is so Lassine Traore. Yo. So Lassine Traore. The money I ramp with the number. Yo, the money I ramp with the number thing in a brethren. I'm telling you, man. Why a striker we're number 2? Look at Lassine Traore. Ball sent long and into the arms of to goalkeeper Fafana. Why a striker we're number 2? Yo. I'll move this box cover back over here, sir. Here is Diamande out left for Ivory Coast. Yago out, and it's a throw in to Ivory Coast. And also a key for the game for Ivory Coast, they must be patient. They want to play fast, but they have to be patient. Here's a cross into the box. Cleared out. Ivory trying to get on it. Lassine. Here's a shot from outside from Ibrahim Sangare. Cleared out by Ivory Coast. Ibrahim Sangare again breaking up play. Nagalo, the man who's already received the yellow card for Burkina Faso, looking for Drago in midfield. Drago and Nagalo just threw himself to the ground. Free kick to Burkina Faso. Here's Burkina Faso trying to get on the end of it. Nagalo. Seen a lot of the ball earlier on. Remember to smash the like button. BCN Sports watch along of African Cup of Nations. And the ball is out for throwing. And also an important thing for Burkina Faso, take your time. Don't just quickly try to clear the ball and give the ball right back to Ivory Coast. You know, especially in these throws, those throw-ins. Give your team some chance, a bit of respite. Give them an opportunity to catch their breaths. Or get a breather. Throwing to Ivory Coast. Conan. Big up to those on the live. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to smash the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Leave a comment. This is how we get the content out. If you like the content, if you don't like the content, let us know how I can improve, how we at BCN Sports can best serve you. Here comes the Ivory Coast. Ball into the box. Looking for Gossan and Kessie almost on the end of it. Just out to the reach of Frank Kessie. Yo, I think they are the elephants of Ivory Coast. I think that's the nickname of the team. Here's the ball now down the back to Dwehi. Dwehi cuts inside. Frank Kessie looking for the upper corner and just misses it. A little bit over the top there from Frank Kessie. Cool as the side of the pillow. Frank Kessie very calm there. Rest in power to Stuart Scott of ESPN, formerly of ESPN, legendary sportscaster. Always used to say, cool as a cucumber and cool as the other side of the pillar or something like that. I gotta take this call. Gotta take here. OBS. Mic check, mic check. Having a bit of issues with OBS. 2-0 Ivory Coast leading Burkina Faso. See if it's everything is fine. Okay, yep. Seems like it's fine. Those of you on the live, please smash the like button. Having a bit of issues with OBS. Big up to Margaret. I think Margaret is from Burkina Faso. Big up, big up, big up. Thank you for joining me on BCN Sports Watch Along. And for the Burkina Faso fans, it's not going so well, but I think the fans of Burkina Faso knew going into this game that this would be a tough encounter. This Ivory Coast team is not Brahma Traore Burkina Faso team. The Stallions of Burkina Faso. It's up against a very, very, very good Ivory Coast team. Waiting for the second half to start. 2-0 Ivory Coast leads Burkina Faso. Still waiting for second half action to resume here. I thought we'll be back here in any minute. I'm also having some issues with my streaming platform. Should be live again. Had an interruption earlier. I am live again, so all Cote d'Ivoire. Alright. Why is this second half taking so long? Why is there so many commercials? Come on, man. Let's go. Game is on BCN Sports, and BCN Sports Espanol in the Burkina Faso is doing. Goal scorers for, in fact, let me go ahead and I think the scorers for Ivory Coast are Diallo. Let's go over here. Wait, yeah. All right, getting ready for the second half. Seems like the teams are almost back out as... Nope, not yet. It's a lengthy halftime for Ivory Coast. So, I think I said this at the beginning of the watch along. For those of you who are joining me late here, hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're in. The Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso. The Elephants of the Ivory Coast versus the Stallions of Burkina Faso. Goals from Diomande and Diallo. Ivory Coast 2-0 ahead. And now we have live shots. Live images outside the tunnel. The teams are emerging finally from their respective locker rooms. As for Coach Brahma Traore and the Stallions of Burkina Faso, I think first things first. For the next 15 minutes or the second half, defensively, you have to keep a clean sheet. Keep the second half defensively. No more goals. Concede no more goals. Dayo needs to do better in the back. Tapsobi needs to do better in the back. This Burkina Faso, Simpori, everyone, all hands on deck, have to do better for the Burkina Faso Stallions. And Lassine Traore has to get a bit more closer to Kosuna and Dika on when these balls are played long to him. So he has to be able to hold up play and relieve that pressure. So it's a tough ask, a tall ask for